Welcome to Wildcat Basketball Weekly, presented by Hughes Federal Credit Union, home of the official U of A Visa debit card. Show your Wildcat spirit and get your free debit card today. Visit them at hughesfcu.org, federally insured by NCUA.
Welcome to another edition of Wildcat Weekly with head coach Sean Miller. Wildcats and the Sun Devils play Wednesday night, and then it'll be a week before the Cats play their next game at Colorado. But coach, before we get to the week ahead, let's talk about the week behind and maybe start now with this 5-game winning streak your team is on right now. What are some of the highlights? What is your team doing best over the last week or so?
Well, it's nice to welcome back Alonzo. He gives us some much needed depth, and although he's really contributed and been a factor in each of our 3 games of the 5 that he's played in, it's exciting because I think he's not anywhere near where he will be in the trajectory that he was on when he got hurt about a month ago. But adding him gives us more scoring punch. I think we've talked about it a lot while he was out. The ability to rest certain players for brief periods of time throughout the game, which really helps the effort level. And so I think getting him back is one shot in the arm. I think the second thing is quietly we've improved on defense, not by leaps and bounds, but maybe more by inches. But nonetheless, we're a more consistent defensive team now than we were a month ago. And our offense continues to produce. We're very efficient on offense. When we take care of the ball, which if you look at this weekend, we had a total of 20 turnovers in 2 games. And that's really a magic number for us. If we play the game with 10 or fewer, the success of the game usually follows. Or we look at ourselves as playing an excellent game, because that's really been one of the problems with this year's team. If you look at our losses, what's the one common theme? High turnovers. If you look at our wins, for the most part, we've done a really good job taking care of the ball. So I think taking care of the ball, getting Alonzo back. I'll also tell you that Parker is playing his best basketball of his career. He's playing more minutes than he ever has. His assist to turnover is excellent, and he's really become not only a better defensive player, but he's also on offense making open threes. And I think when you look at all of the things that he's doing and the value he now has for our team, that too is really important moving forward.
All right, you've got Arizona State in town, first of all. Just what about the rivalry? Is it important for your players to put the rivalry aside and remember they're playing another good Pac-12 team?
It is, and this game means a lot to both institutions, to our state, but it's a Pac-12 team. It's a Pac-12 game. It's a home game for us. It's an away game for them. And you get 18 of these, and you want to be competing for a conference regular season championship, especially when you move towards the end of February. And this is a necessary step in us being able to say that we in fact are competing for that and being able to beat them at home. But it's going to be a great game. The focus definitely has to be about us doing things well and not the history and all that. We can't control that. What we can control is our performance, our energy and effort level. And Brian, we want to play hard against everybody. We want to be a tough-minded team against everybody. We don't want to pick and choose who we do that against. We just hope that we play both really good offense and defense and have a total team effort.
True fans live for their team. They buy the gear, they order the tickets, they pay for the seats and the experiences. For those true U of A fans, thankfully there is Hughes Federal Credit Union, offering the latest payment choices such as U of A debit cards, paying online, paying a friend with Pop Money, or using Apple Pay with your mobile phone. Show your U of A spirit and put technology and convenience at your fingertips. Hughes Federal Credit Union, smart choice.
Wildcat Basketball Weekly continues, presented by Hughes Federal Credit Union.
This past week was the NBA All-Star break, and 3 of your guys came back: T.J. McConnell, Stanley Johnson, Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. It seemed like your current players really gravitated to them. How much can their experience now rub off on the current team?
Quite a bit, and that's really what this is all about, helping the players that we're coaching here at Arizona reach their goals and dreams. And make sure that they know that being here at the University of Arizona was the right path to helping them achieve those goals, whether it be the academic center that allowed them to get the grades and put those grades in the books. In TJ's case, leave here as a graduate, If it's the strength and conditioning program where you have a world-class weight room and a terrific strength and conditioning coach in Chris Rounds, and then, or if it's, the athletic training perspective of the team of doctors and Justin Kokoski, that when you get injured, that you're going to get the best care. You want them to look at their time here and feel good about it. And to have those guys back, it says everything without them having said a word. And, in Stanley and TJ's case, they actually stayed for both games. It's one thing to come for one, but they stayed the entire weekend. I didn't think Stanley was going to leave. I asked him yesterday, like, what time is your first meeting when you get back to Detroit? But I think he's smart enough to know Detroit or Tucson in February. Which one are you going to want to stay at? So, but it was great to see those guys, and no question, you could see the interaction between our current team and them was really, really pleasant.
Speaking of the NBA All-Star break, do you want to take credit? Did you teach Aaron Gordon any of those dunks?
What I will take credit for is we tried to throw him lobs as often as we could, and you can see that was a smart coaching decision, because if there's anybody that's a candidate to go get it, it's certainly Aaron. And you know this because you got to know him, Brian. As talented as an athlete as he is, he's a really good basketball player as well. In the middle of his second year, and you could see he's on the rise to having a long, terrific NBA career like we knew he would have. But he's an even better person, and he comes from a great family, and we're proud to call him one of our own.
All right. Great week for the Wildcats. Ahead, they've got Arizona State, then off to Colorado and Utah. We'll see you again next week right here.
Thank you for watching Wildcat Basketball Weekly, presented by Hughes Federal Credit Union, home of the official U of A debit card. Visit them at hughesfcu.org, federally insured by NCUA.